This is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And it was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us a couple more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry. No go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. Huh? Darn it! We were so close! He was about to tell us! Hey, Apollo! You don't want us to hear what Marty had to say. I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Ah! What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Valent Grammari, exclaimed as he walked in through the door. Normally. You... the witness today, are you, Uncle Valent? A preposterous proposition. How can I stand upon the stand? Why, my secret to be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Ooh, the fantastic magic? Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. Before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? Grand Grimoire Glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. Glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion! Miss Trucy, though it pains me to point so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. A big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually, it involves cutting up things, like people, or something else, or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. Or elephants. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert? The Mule's disappearing act? And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir. Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Something happened? This is a fuss. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great. I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son? Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. You get to read about it yourself. Incuritis? Have I heard that before? Why don't you read that article for us, Apollo? Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. My apologies for the delay. The court is now in session for the trial of... How do you say his name again? Marty Tobaye. A suspect for Trilogy? Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? Well, yes. I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Curitis, was it? And Arco said there was no known cure. Well, Judge, to be stated with honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for the tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. IPXX314206. The agent listed on this number was Romain Latrouse. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Preston. It's a great help. No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it. Wait. That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him. The voice I heard talking to Mr. Latrouse when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. No way. Quite a sensational landing. Who would have thought Darien would guest star on the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darien Preston is a member of my band, the Gaviniers. He is also a detective making the court change is serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? What you are well ill forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us read the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, the mirror, and Matsi. Look for drummer and bassist for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. The mirror and the defendant, Matsi Tobaye, had left the stage at that point. And the Gaviniers were already rocking. When 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Such by Detective Emma Scarman. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, the mirror herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps as you say, she heard the moment of the crime. But you claim Sam heard Mr. Latrouse and Detective Crescent talking? But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything else to add to this? It's true. I heard those gunshots he must have been on stage. Still, something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely state that Darien Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. This means that the mirror was sadly mistaken. But testimony cannot be true. Very well, of course, if we disregard her testimony. I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. Indeed, there are no objections. Uh-oh, Apollo! We declare the verdict now! Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. The mirror might have been blind to protect Marty. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait. What about yesterday, the detective satire? What about the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latrouse's death? This meeting's over. Marion? Martin was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Court finds the defendant. What's his name again?
Objection!
Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquise or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who until now has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Marty Tobaye to the stand. What? He doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where is the toilet? The defense would like to request Lemira as the interpreter. Lemira? There's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'll be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Rather early for her. And judge, the prosecution agrees with the defendant's request. If Lemira lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language to be enough for that? Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lemira to the witness stand. I suppose there's a first step to everything. Shall we proceed? Your name, to begin with, if you would, Lemira? Yes. He says, Marty Tobaye, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courthouse. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. If I would? What, Your Honor? You would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? Would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I haven't thought that far yet. Apollo! Aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me, a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lemira. Just now, Marty said there's something about which he wishes to testify. Marty wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? 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 Well, Lemira, according to Marty, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise. Woohoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! It's sounding too good to believe. I know what that usually means. That's true. This is the final testimony. Lemira, I mean, Marty, please testify to the court. Very well. He says that one of Mr. Latrouse's African was a great shock. If the killer truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. understood the English lyrics to the song. That prevented him from following them so closely. I don't know what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask the lyrics to know the meaning of that song. The real one. Did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about. Never in so much detail. And he never asked. Has my awful repeated warning already fled that forehead? The mirror might be protecting the witness. Anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. After stating in that testimony, I know it. Let's trust my wisdom to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It'll work today. His death came as a great shock. As the killer truly followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment Lemire said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? Saying, of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. Another name for his language, that is all. What? Give me a break! That's such an unusual word to understand. Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the quote for the lyrics? You always make such a suspicious-minded lad. Simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? The Bulgarian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. Already began to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes are quite fierce all of a sudden. He's lying. Maybe it's time to show him prove that he's lying. Take that! Oh, crap. Yeah, I presented the wrong newspaper. But bring the 4-4. I pressed it too early. Finger slipped. I have here a Bulgarian newspaper. The Bulgarian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there's a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Bulgarian newspaper. What does this mean? I don't see how it's possible. No. It was upon the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Possible. The subject of the lyrics were not brought up in police questioning. I read the full book myself. So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Himself. He says. Yes. It's true, I read the newspaper. This is not where I remember the lyrics. I was mistaken. I remember. You remember? He says he wrote the lyrics for me. What? Is this true, Lemira? Yes. I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. Then it looks like you four had been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes. No! I was onto something. I know it. I couldn't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you going to do, Apollo? But to keep on cross-examining, I gotta have an angle of attack. Or else. The voice is still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness. I understand. It was I who explained the crime following the song. Gotcha! Lemira, I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you saw it the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there is no point in trying to hide anything from you. Lemira, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it to myself. And allow me to answer for you. Lemira, you're protecting... Take that! Lemira, you're protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us that you had to explain how the crimes followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lemira lying on your behalf? If this is going to work,
You have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ah! Witness, is this true? Do you understand English?
Yes, a little only.
What?
You could see how he can talk. And you did not know about this lemur?
No, I did not. It's quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? Last, this is...
Last.
Machi, can you tell us what really happened?
Oh, shooting. I did no shooting.
So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots cracked?
The answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room behind desk manager. He on floor.
Would be after the shooting, right?
Then there is voice.
Voice? What voices? Was it you and Admiral Apollo? So Monty went into the dressing room and listened to us and already been shot. And then we came in through the door.
Hurry up. I take off. Run away. Run away.
So it was you who escaped through that air vent.
The prosecution is upheld all along, no less. The defendant had admitted to being at the scene. We take this as a confession.
Objection! No.
He's clearly denied that he did it. I no shooting. Man's on floor. Already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say. Defendant had to believe. The defendant understood those long looks. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter.
Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He's clammed up, Apollo.
Let's ask Mr. Justice. Do you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is.
What is this cocoon, anyway?
Cocoon, the silk is a potent cure.
Cure? Well, Marty, are you a smuggler?
Tell me. Cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake.
No. No more speak. Not to any of you. So let's feel pussy stress on the forehead. Hey, you're the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed.
Apollo, you see.
Justice, well, not to say it if you ever want to get some.
Believe I know shooting.
I think there was a Strauss was already down on the ground when he entered the room.
Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Revolver. Close. Very close. Then I hear a voice.
Hood gunshots?
Yes,
It's true. I heard a revolver. But only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room, found Mr. Trust already dead, and then you heard shots? If that's true. So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent? I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I open the vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the fence worked on both the stage and the backstage area. Is that what he means? Hey, he's right! Look, Apollo! Huh? Yeah. How did you know it was connected like that? Right, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! Magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Marty didn't shoot Mr. Latrous. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots. Someone's going to go over where in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Marty? No talking. No. What was worth a shot? Cool. I can't go home. Can't go home? I do not want to go home. Because the ticket I conclude from Boginia is death. It's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Marty won't testify about it, I'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So we testify. Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame. No, I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Marty won't testify. I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case. Lemira. Lemira? Objection! What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lemira's testimony was insubstantiable. There's nothing you can... Lemira was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lemira dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out of to kill Lemira? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? If someone tried to keep her mouth shut, who could that have been? You don't think? I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latrous. The killer was afraid of her. Afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lemira's testimony? A nugget we have yet to uncover? Exactly. mirror was attacked. This has serious implications. Very well. There are some vague points in our testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The court will now hear Lemira's testimony once more. Lemira, I must apologize. I must ask to stand again and speak. You do not need to apologize. I know that Machi is innocent. I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. And that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she could not be correct. She could have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. Nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice. I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is? It seems much you do not know. And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court. Of course, Your Honor. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them. Mr. Latrose and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. And it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? The mirror was attacked because of this testimony. What? Juicy? Apollo? For a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness.